Wish everyone a very happy 2019, and it's been quite a journey. So today I kind of wanted to do the life update part 2, where if you haven't watched the life update part 1, I'll put a link up here where you can watch that video. Basically that video, I'm answering a lot of questions which you all had, and then I've also had some emails and some messages which people did not want to be, they wanted to stay anonymous, so they didn't want me to say their names. So, and I respect that, and that's fine. So what I'll do is I just decided to address some of the questions here, and then after I address the questions, I'll go into a little bit about what has been the last 10 years of what has happened. But I also, before I start, just want to let you know that the reason why I'm doing this video is not because of any pity or anything like that. I know that everybody goes through a certain test, everybody goes through a certain thing, and this has just been my journey. And if I can, if I say some things which somebody else is going through it, and if I can help them, that would be amazing, because I wish I would have somebody like that. Because if I have a problem, I always refer to YouTube, or you always want to find somebody, because you're never alone going through things. There are people who are going through the same thing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and address some of the questions. So one of the persons said that share your medical journey. As far as my medical journey, I'll kind of share that in the end of the video, and I'll be very short about it. And then if I feel like there's a lot of interest, then I'll go into it. But it'll just be touching those things. And then question number 2 was, please talk about your eating habits and low carb lifestyle. So basically, I had to redo my whole lifestyle. I had to do a whole change in my lifestyle. I still cook everything that I used to before. I just don't eat it. Although a lot of my diet before, I couldn't eat it anyways, because I know that a lot of you have asked that, why can't you eat this? Why can't you eat that? And I said I had a medical condition and couldn't eat it. But so I still make everything. I just don't eat everything. In the mornings, I usually have my almond bread. Now, 2019 is come. I'm going to be posting a lot of my healthy eatings, or no carb, low carb eating habits. And those will be coming out every Wednesdays. So look out for that. So in the morning, I'll make my almond bread. I'll have my almond bread. And then I also have my Nutella, which I made homemade, and so I usually have that, or I'll have peanut butter. I do a lot of eggs. I don't do cereals anymore. I don't do regular breads anymore. I don't do oatmeal, although I catch myself trying to find if there's any type of oatmeal that I can eat that's not gonna raise my blood sugar. So I have cut down on my daytime insulins, so I take no daytime insulins, because I regulate that by having a no or very low carb foods. And then my afternoons will be like, I'll do maybe half an apple with peanut butter or something like that. And then my dinner will be like a protein with a salad, with a very little bit of salad. And I'll get into that too, as well as why I cannot have salads and all that kind of stuff. So I hope that answers your question. And then somebody commented also that they wanted to see more of my bread recipes and for diabetics. So I am going to make a playlist of recipes that are my diabetic recipes to go to. Are you off of insulin? I am off of my daytime insulins completely. I still take my nighttime insulin to regulate my whole day, because I don't think I'm ready to give that up yet. So I'm doing it very slowly. It's been 4 months, and it's been a great 4 months, but it's also been very difficult to decide what to eat and what not to eat. And because also with my diet, I'm very limited to what to eat. How much weight have you lost? In the past 4 years, I have lost about 20 pounds. And I never started my journey off with losing weight. It was never in my plan. My plan was to get my diabetes in control, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong with your kidneys, your feet, your eyes. And I had a couple of signs where I really got worried and said, you know what, I need to do something about this. I've had a lot of problems in the past with health, so I really don't have any more time to eat like a normal person. And because I'm not a normal person, I have diabetes. And people who have diabetes have to realize that when you have diabetes, you're special. So you have to have a special diet. It just doesn't work with pumping yourself with insulin and then eating like everybody else. So I hope that answers your question. Question is, have you ever felt discouraged? Do you ever feel like it's not fair? Yes. There's a lot of times where I feel discouraged while I've been down in the dumps, because it's not easy to go through times in your life where, you know, you try and fix one problem and then you have another problem to conquer. So yes, you'll get there, but then you have to pick yourself up again, and you have to find things that are gonna make you happy, and you have to find things that are gonna motivate you to do things. And for example, so when I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and this was in the year 2000, you know, I didn't take it like, oh my God, you know, but then my ulcerative colitis it came with a vengeance. It was so bad that they started me off with all those medications, starting from the bottom, which the first one is Asacol, and then they bring you up to immunosuppressant medications. And within that time, until I had my surgery 10 years later, I went through a lot. Like, it was a lot. I was hospitalized a lot. I was losing a lot of blood. I had 2 blood transfusions, or 3. And I was on steroids. I was on so much steroids. And I don't know, you know, I keep on thinking that if I ever went back, maybe I would have had the surgery right away, and maybe that way I wouldn't have had the side effect of the steroids, where now I have the full-blown diabetes, because it's super hard controlling the diabetes and then controlling the ulcerative colitis part of it. So yes, you will find times when you're going to be super discouraged, but then my kids kept me going. I had young kids at that time, and had to do it, you know. So this is what you'll have to pick yourself up, and you'll just have to do it and find as much information as you can. And then I'll get back into the health stuff later on. So, all right, this is a good question. Do comments ever get to you? Yes, they do. And I know my family members always tell me that, you know, you should have a thick skin, but you try your best to have a thick skin. I put in a lot of time, not only myself, but, you know, my kids that are recording me as well put in a lot of time to get these videos out there. They're free. There's a lot of editing. There's a lot of things that go on with YouTube behind the scenes. It's not like a 8-minute video or a 10-minute video and you're done. No, it takes hours for you to prepare for a video. So when those kind of comments do come by, it bothers me. It used to bother me more before than now. But the amount of comments that are so supportive, so amazing, so appreciative take over those negative comments. So I've kind of learned how to just kind of ignore the negative comments, because they're always going to be there. You can't make everybody happy. So, all right. So another question was, are you going to stop making normal meals? And most importantly, will you still do the taste tests? I totally look forward to those. No, I'm not going to stop making my normal videos on Fridays. My family still eats normal foods. I still cook everything. I limit myself to just doing my taste test or just trying the foods. And so I will still be doing the taste tests, because that's okay. It doesn't like skyrocket my sugar. So I'll still be doing them, and I'm so glad that you enjoy those taste tests. So now let's get back into the health stuff. So as I mentioned, the year 2000, I was diagnosed with UC. And then in the year 2007, in 2007, I had a total colectomy done with a temporary ileostomy, which means that they went in and they basically took out the whole large colon, reconstructed the rectum, and then I had a bag outside for 3 months, so that and then they had a pouch. They made like a J pouch, which they take the small intestine, they hook it up to your stomach, and they hook it up down to the rectum. And so that we let that heal for 3 months, and then after 3 months, I had that reconstructed. So then, I was able to go to the bathroom normally. Right after the surgery, I was having obstructions. And what that means is that, before the obstructions, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks when I had my ulcerative colitis. Things went wrong. I had inflammations, and it had gotten really, really bad. So it took me a while to recuperate from this. And in between those months, in between those years, I couldn't do anything. I could not lift my my iPad to even put it on my lap. So I really could not do anything, and it was driving me nuts. Excuse me. And so, I was watching the YouTube videos and kept on watching them. I did get into depression, and I had anxiety, and I never thought I'll get out of it. But then in 2004, I had my youngest daughter, Sumaya, who's 14 now. So that was while I had my ulcerative colitis, and that was another thing that made me motivated to do something about, because the doctors had said that I was not going to have any more kids. So that was a really good surprise. But then my husband was one of the persons who said, no, you know what? You love watching videos, and you are so good at cooking, and you've had such good role models in your life with helping you with cooking, that you need to start a channel. And I'm thinking at that time, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And then I don't know, but I started it, and I look back to it today, and I'm so happy that I started it, because I have met people around the world. Like, I have talked to them, and I actually have a bond with these people that I would have never had. So then basically, after I had the surgery where they hooked me up back up with the pouch, I went, I was going to the bathroom regularly and all that. But with the obstructions, what was happening is, you see, the small intestine is very, very tiny, very tiny. And so when food would go through it, it would get obstructed, it would get blocked. Now, when food gets blocked, basically you don't have, you feel nauseated, you throw up, and you can't go to the bathroom because you're stuck. There's no food going up or down, and it's the most horrible pain. And I would get the pain right here in my stomach, and I would sweat, I would throw up, and there was a lot of things that I tried. Like, I tried drinking hot water, I tried walking a lot. At times it did help, but then there were most of those times where I ended up in the hospital, where they do IVs and then nothing to eat or drink until it would pass. So I went through all that until I had another surgery done in June of 2017. Then I met a doctor who was amazing and agreed to go in and find out what's happening. He did suspect that I had a lot of what is it called? Scar tissue. A lot of scar tissue in there, and that was blocking it. So in the beginning, he thought that he would be able to do it with laser surgery. And so we went in thinking it was going to be done with laser surgery, 15-20 minutes. And when he went in, it took 4.5 hours, and he could not do it through laser. And there was a lot of scar tissue that he had to go through. So after that, I have been doing really well. and from his prognosis, he said that it could either come back, it could not come back. He doesn't know how long it would take or if it would ever come back. We don't know. But I've had 2 obstructions and they haven't been really, really bad. So I still have to avoid like carrots and celery, anything that has like a roughage. So anything that I can chew and is left over, if that goes in my stomach, that blocks. So that is why I avoid a lot of the fruits and vegetables that has like roughage in it. So that explains why, you know, sometimes I say that I can't try some of the foods or fruits because just scared that it's going to get obstructed. And there has been a times where before, a while ago, maybe 4 years before, I was doing the videos, and I know I had this one salad that I did was a Mexican salad, if I'm not mistaken. And I did a taste test on that one and then ended up eating a little bit more because I loved it so much. And that had also, I had ended up in the hospital because of that. So those obstructions were between 1 to 2 times every month. So you can understand that, you know, gets a bit too much, and the pain was really, really bad. But after the surgery, I'm doing a lot better. I'm doing a lot better with that, but I'm also very, very, very careful with the foods that I eat. And then everything was going really, really well. In 2017, I was diagnosed with bronchitis. So in some of my videos, I've had a lot of questions. I've had a lot of people, negative comments also saying that, you know, you shouldn't be cooking, you know, whatever it is. But the coughs were uncontrollable because I guess it took them a while to diagnose my bronchitis. I was going through it for the last 3 years, where when it got really cold outside, my chest would get really heavy. I would have a hard time breathing, and I would be continuously coughing. And when I would cough, it would be such a cough that it would not stop. It would be cough, 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 where I can't catch my breath. And that led to basically falling unconscious. And so it was really tough on the family because somebody had to be with me at all times, because you never know when the cough attack would happen. You know, if I would fall, hit myself, hit my head on the ground or whatever. So I would have to have somebody with me at all times. This year has been a lot better. And I think it's also because I don't go out in the winters at all unless it's above 40, 45 degrees. And for all those that have had like chest problems or bronchitis, and I've had a lot of questions, I've had a lot of emails about, you know, people getting diagnosed with bronchitis, I would say that what is helping me right now is I am doing some CBD oils, and then I also sleep with a electric heating pad on my chest for a couple hours at night, on and off, to keep my chest really, really warm, so I don't let my chest or my lungs get cold, because that for me really did wonders on my cough. It was just horrible. And so the other questions has been as far as my diabetes. I'm sorry, I've had so many things going on that I've had to have a paper to actually put down the years of what has been going on when. So in 2014, I was diagnosed with full-blown diabetes. They put me on medication first. So I was on metformin, and that completely gave me a inflammation in my stomach. I could not handle it. It was really bad. I then was on about 3,000 milligrams of antibiotics for 2-3 weeks until I got that under control. So medication did not work for me, so then we had to go with being on insulin. So, you know, I got information, you know, I was sent to endocrinologists, I was sent to taking lessons, diabetic lessons, you know, how to improve, how to eat. But the Diabetic Association for me did not work out, and I think for a lot of you would not be working out. And there's reasons for this. And you know, the way that I was educated about it was that, you know, you need to eat 6 times a day, and you can eat the carbs, you can eat the fruits, and then you just pump yourself with insulin. So I started having insulin. I started with 10 units of insulin, and over time I started adding more and more and more. And before I quit 4 months ago, I was taking about 55 to 60 units of insulin. That's just short acting insulin a day. So you eat something in the morning, your blood sugar skyrockets, you have the insulin, your sugar goes down, you're hungry again, you eat. It's just a vicious cycle. It doesn't make sense. And at that time I didn't question it, because you go to people who've been educated about this, and you feel, I felt, or I knew that they were going to help me with this, but it didn't. I had to do my own research with my ulcerative colitis, with my diabetes, with my bronchitis. In fact, more research my husband did. My husband spent nights and days, looking into things to make my conditions better. And we found things, and he then introduced me to Dr. Berg. And I still watch a lot of Dr. Berg's videos. He's amazing. And everyone is different. What I'm going through, you might not be going through. What my goals are, your goals might not be that. What my restrictions are, your restrictions might not be that. That's why I'm gonna link a couple of Dr. Berg's videos that has helped me to kind of look into the diabetes and to learn about what's going on with our bodies, so we can eliminate the chances of us getting foot pain, nerve problem, neurological problems, eyesight problems. So I'll do that. But when I started listening to his videos, he made a lot of sense. He just made so much sense. And so slowly, I started eliminating carbs from my diet. Now, also, those videos, and then there was another thing that was the biggest thing that was a turnaround in my diabetes, and that was the Dexcom unit. So basically, it's a CGM. It's a continuous glucose monitoring system. So it's this device that you get, and I have the Dexcom, the latest one, the 6th version. And what it is you basically, I have it in my stomach right now, so you basically attach to your stomach, and the numbers come on my phone as well as on my watch. So I'm continuously looking at, let me show you, continuously looking at my numbers. See that? So my sugar is 136 after having, I usually don't have breakfast. I just go for brunch, like for a later lunch. So no insulin today, and my sugar is at 136. So when I'm looking, it's there. And when I got my Dexcom and I was looking at my sugars being 200, 230, 300 sometimes, I was like, what is going on? I am doing everything that I'm supposed to do. I just need to pump myself up with more insulin. And that led to me gaining so much weight, feeling like I had no energy. I felt lethargic. I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be taking a nap in the afternoon. And then excuse me. And then also at night I'd go to sleep really early. So I had no energy, and that was bothering me. I was like just going through the day, just pulling like tons and tons of bricks on my shoulder and just making the day go by. And so when I got this system, I'm telling you, this has been a life-changing for me. And this is when I started then looking into Dr. Berg's videos and seeing, okay, what is going on? And so started listening to his videos and started taking the carbs off. And as soon as I started taking carbs out of my diet, my blood sugars started getting stable. I didn't need to have so much insulin. And within the 4 months, I am completely cleared of having daytime insulins completely. So that has been great. My energy level is amazing. I don't take naps anymore. I don't need to take naps anymore. I feel so good. And as with my diet, I've also added exercise, and I just cannot express how important it is for us to have at least 30 minutes of exercise a day. Now, if you're starting off and your sugars are out of whack, and I used to do 4 miles a day, walking, brisk walking, a little bit of jogging. I didn't have the stamina at that time, but as time will go by, you'll be able to. I started off with 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, and that are the results that I have right now. And I feel amazing. I had all my blood work done. I was diagnosed with high cholesterol, a lot of other things, and I'm basically off of all my prescription medications except for the insulin, the nighttime insulins that I take. Also check your vitamin D. That's super important. I've always been really, really low on vitamin D. Also vitamin B12. I take shots for vitamin B12. Now you must be thinking, why can't you just eat foods? Now, my problem is because I don't have a colon, lots of the foods go right through me. So if I have like smoothies, like veggies, first of all, I have to pick veggies that are not gonna create the roughage. Second of all, I have to also figure out that if it has too much fiber in it, it's gonna go right through me, and I can't do my everyday activities or go out because I'm looking for a restroom all the time. So I really, really have to be careful about what foods I choose. So I myself don't have so many foods that are readily for me to think, oh, you know what, afternoon snack, I can grab an apple. I can't do that. Also, in your diabetes, if you're diabetic, make sure that you are watching the amount of fruits that you eat. Yes, it is natural sugars, but sugar is sugar. So it doesn't matter if you're gonna have coconut sugar, natural sugar, honey, agave, which I've never had. I just don't believe in agave. And then also maple syrup. Sugar is sugar. Dates, all this stuff, sugar is still sugar, and your sugars are gonna spike up. For all those that don't have diabetes, yes, you can add these to your diet. They are amazing things that you can add to your diet. They have the vitamins and everything that you need in it to get your organs to be functioning really, really well. So for me, I get very much vitamin deficiency. I get potassium deficient. I get magnesium deficiency, and it's all because I can't eat so many fruits and vegetables that are out there. I feel that if I had one of the diseases, either or of the diseases, I could have been able to choose a better variety of foods, but I have both, and so I really have to kind of really have to be careful about the items that I eat. So this is why when I mention on the videos that this is not something that I'll be able to eat, there's probably also there's a reason for it. So and also the reason why also I made this video was also because lots of people were asking, well, why can't you eat this? Why can't you eat that? Or some fruits that I had done had seeds in it, and I can't have stuff that has seeds in it. So I try and feed my family like my protein. I made my protein bites, and those are amazing, but I can't have them. My sugar skyrockets. So I now work on recipes for myself to see what I can eat, and I will always have some different types of recipes that I'll post so that people who have different kinds of problems can go scan through them, and also have a playlist that these are diabetic recipes. What were some of the foods that I used for my lifestyle change? I will make a playlist for that, so look out for that. I also have an air fryer, so I do a lot of my proteins in there, and that also helps out a lot. So basically this was just a video to explain my struggles. If you would like to comment on the below, if you have any questions, I'm there to help. I know that I don't get to answering so many questions all the time but I read all the comments, and I try and get to the comments every week. So I'll try and get to your comments as soon as I can, but I promise you, I get my notifications of the comments on my phone, on my watch. So I read them all the time. And so I just wanted to let you know that it's really important for me that when you comment, I am reading them. And I will answer any questions that you all have. And if there's anything that I have not covered, if I've forgotten something, just remind me. And I'll be doing a lot of these sit down videos And I'll also be doing some of the videos that how did I start off with, what are the 5 things that I avoided in my diet when I first started. What are the 5 things that I first started that I introduced into my diet. So those are some of the things that I'll do more of those videos, and those will be coming out mostly on Wednesdays. So I think I will stop. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I hope I didn't bore you guys with this, but I feel like close to 100,000 subscribers, I just needed to explain what has been going on with me, and I'll always be there to answer your questions. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. Friends, 2019 is here. I want to hit 100,000 subscribers. Share my videos, subscribe if you haven't done so, and also turn the bell on so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. So 2 videos will be uploaded every week, unless if you see no video, then I am obviously not feeling well, but they're on my schedule right now. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you here next time with another wonderful video.